Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm the host of the show. Thank you for watching, commenting, and subscribing, and just being a part of what we do here. The news just broke that Jimmy Garoppolo could be traded before the season starts, and that the NFL Monday Night Football doubleheader is going to be week 2. Well, the NFL made a decision that instead of the Monday Night Football doubleheader being week 1, it will be week 2 instead. Those games are the Titans and Bills and Eagles and Vikings. The first game I'm very interested in watching. The second game I'd rather put my head in the sand. Because I'm not interested to see Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football. And who knows what the Eagles are going to look like this year. No one knows. Now, these two teams could be 1-0 or 0-1. That's entirely possible. But as of right now, I'm not interested in that game. I'm way more interested in the Titans and Bills because that was a classic last year. And this one, I don't know if you're the Eagles or Vikings. If I'm interested, I'm really not. Jimmy Garoppolo, according to the 49ers, they plan to trade him in June or July, which is late to do it in July because you're expecting him to. A team that brings him in is expecting to have him learn the whole playbook in 4 to 5 weeks and then play. I don't know if he can do it. Was the rumor that he could have been traded before the draft, but he had shoulder surgery and so that didn't fly. But to me, it seems like a late timetable for him. The NFL made a surprising suspension as they suspended Deandre Hopkins for 6 games for failing a PED violation. Supposedly the violation happened in November. Now, I'm not obligated and I'm not able to explain how this would all work. But what I've heard is when you make something, like a lot of these players take vitamins to heal their body because every hit is a car wreck. It's the equivalent of a car wreck in the NFL. Every hit is the equivalent of a car wreck. And if you're DeAndre Hopkins, and especially going through the injuries all last year, like you knew he was going to play, but he needed something. And so they were giving him vitamins that heal your body that would not be regulated or it would not cause a red flag in the NFL. But he had a PED violation. It's not necessarily he was taking it, it was more of something may have been put in by accident by the manufacturer. Because it doesn't have to be FDA approved, really. Or they don't list what they're putting on there, or what they're putting in there, they just leave that out. His suspension goes 6 games without pay. So this is a big loss for the Arizona Cardinals. Last year they were not good without DeAndre Hopkins. I think they said they were 4-5 without him. So, a very mediocre football team. Now, DeAndre Hopkins did release a statement saying he did not do this and he doesn't know how this happened. But he is not appealing this. He was going to, but then he shortly thereafter dropped his appeal and will serve a 6-game suspension in the 2022 season. The Browns signed tight end Marcus Santos Silva, who played basketball with Texas Tech the last 2 seasons. He's 6'6", athletic. Can he do this? It's definitely impossible. A lot of athletes like Jimmy Graham have Tony Gonzalez, who've come from a basketball background, transition into football. Now, the difference for this is he hasn't played a whole lot of football, so there's a question on that. But if he can use his wingspan, he'll be a problem in the NFL and definitely in the NFC East. Atlanta and Grady Jarrett agreed to a 3-year, $51 million contract extension, lowering his cap hit. His cap hit was very high this year. Actually, sometimes when you give a person a contract, you can lower that cap hit this year, and that's what the Falcons chose to do. Grady Jarrett's a great football player. He definitely does his job as a defensive tackle, and he does it very well. Now, the Falcons are in a rebuild mode. They gotta figure out, okay, we believe Desmond Ritter's our quarterback for the future. What else do we? What else can we put around him? We'll have to wait and see. The Ravens and Chiefs put a rare tender on Justice Houston and Melvin Ingram. This tender does not get used a whole lot, so I actually have to write this all down. What happens is when a player gets picked, or a player gets brought into another team as a free agent to a certain point, if they sign late, it doesn't count as a compensatory pick. What the Ravens and Chiefs did is whenever Ingram or Houston gets taken, whenever, if they go to a new team, they will get a compensatory pick. Now, it varies. Houston, I've heard, could get anywhere between $4 to $8 million, and Ingram anywhere between $2 to $5 million. So it all varies, but it's a big move by the Chiefs and the Ravens to say, if you leave, we get a compensatory pick. And the same thing for the Chiefs. If you leave, we get a compensatory pick whenever. It's a big move, but it is a very interesting one.